Assalamu alaikum everyone. I'm just going to dive into SHIB for Friday. Hope you have a blessed Friday. And join me into the Discord. If you guys are interested into signals, it's just $5 per month, and the link is in the description of joining the Discord. And yesterday I was talking about that how this week is filled with suspense, no decision of bears or bulls winning, and Bitcoin already oversold in RSI on the 4-hour time frame. Watch the Bitcoin update on the channel. I do have the video. You can understand that one. All right, so here we are with the SHIB, and things didn't go as planned because as long as Bitcoin looks stupid, this is gonna look stupid as well. So what you did, I'm gonna go into the 4-hour time frame right now, and do you remember this trend line that I was talking about? This symmetrical triangle potentially is still not there, and this is more of a descending triangle. I'm going to show you just there in a moment. And here we are, the more touches the better, so this is a valid trend line than that one. So what all you did was make a big fake out to the upside, and then you fall back into this descending triangle basically. So I'm going to give you a heads up. One heads up is that we're still not out of the woods just yet. You came down, and the candlestick you're forming right here is a reversal candlestick, which is a bullish engulfing potentially, or a tweezer bottom right there, which you're about to make on the daily, or sorry, on the 4-hour time frame. And then from here you're actually going to continue to the upside. So let's talk about tweezer bottom on the 4-hour time frame. So here we are. I'm just going to do Google tweezer bottoms just like that, and from here it's potentially they look something like this, right? So you have this red candle and a green candle with no like upper shadows, but the lower shadows are actually there. So this is nearly exactly what you're making right now. If you actually zoom in into the 4-hour time frame, that's a tweezer bottom, and you're already oversold on the RSI. So I don't think necessarily that you're going to start to drop even way more to the downside. So yeah, so the structure is still maintained, and the apex of this one is nearly, I'm just going to show you the apex. If I draw this descending triangle right there, you have the apex by 24 of February. So something is about to cook by 24 of February. Now if you start to break out of this descending triangle, of course you can break to the downside as well. So you break out of it, this is going to take you all the way down to where? 2215. And that's going to be another trend line, and that's going to be valid one, because you previously made a progress, one touch here, another touch there, one touch there. You break to the downside, you're still finding that trend line out there, okay? But that's a big question mark, that if you don't actually start to move to the sideways and break to the upside, then you go back to 3500 levels. And yeah, so you are still trapped in this descending triangle. Do you go down? We cannot do anything. Do you go up? That's the best scenario, okay? The worst case is that you lose the triangle, you close your trade in a little bit of a loss, and you save way more money to go to the downside. Don't try to act like an egoistic person that you don't want to take a loss, okay? Take loss to save further big losses. Now let's dive into the daily. And here we are with the daily. On the daily though, it seems like we still have some positive green candle right now, but we still have 20 more hours to actually close this candlestick, right? And I want to turn on the EMAs and see which EMA is getting supported, and that's the 20. Okay, that's the 20. Now the inverse head and shoulder is still there. It hasn't been invalidated. This is still your left shoulder, your head. This is still your right shoulder. Nothing wrong with that. Yes, unless you don't start to break out of it and go down, as I said, to 2200, you're not putting in that inverse head and shoulder anymore. Then that's it. You're invalidating that pattern, which is a bullish one, and that's going to be a little bit negative, but not all in all. Now let's say even if you went to the downside and touched this trend line at the 1960, that's still good, because you broke out of a trend line, you back tested it only to continue to the upside. That's simple as put. But you don't want to see that. You don't want to see that, because that's just gonna make you lose a lot of money and keep you depressed for a while. But this left shoulder head and the right shoulder, it seems to me like it's time for it. I actually wanted to look something into the weekly as well, and go for the Heikin Ashi. So the Heikin Ashi candlestick is still bullish. Yes, it's still bullish, because you don't have a wick down there. This is a wick that you don't have. You don't have another wick right there, so it's still okay. On the weekly, that's very positive, and that's what you want to see. But if you start to lose stuff like this, then that's going to be absolutely bad and not good for SHIB at this point of time. And anytime you make that bullish, reversals like that one, that starts to be the holy grail of this. But it still doesn't mean that you cannot go down. But when you start to look, Heiken Ashi is starting to flash green like this. Look how many reds did we have, and finally the green started off. The last time you did that, look, you had big reds right there, but huge accumulation and consolidation, and then boom, you went to the upside. So this could be just the end of the downtrend for us to start to pick up the uptrend a little bit. Okay, so all in all, let's see what happens. We still have some time, and Bitcoin, watch the update as well. Always watch that update, because as long as Bitcoin behaves, SHIB is gonna behave good. All right, just as yesterday. And that's it for today's today's update. I'm gonna see you with the next one. Allah Hafiz.